So very good morning everyone. Let's quickly check out few important things from that tax which you may not get time to revise and also very important on the exam answer. First thing is with regard to advanced rulings. So what are the various cases in which the board will not allow application for advanced ruling? First is if it is already pending with income tax authorities or tribunal or court, or it involves determination of fair value, or the transaction is designed specifically for avoidance of income tax. So these are the various three scenarios. These are various questions which is asked frequently in your question 5 and question 6, and as I always emphasize, you must focus more on starting your answers with I already shared dwelled this a lot, but just want to remind you again, start with question 4 and 6 by 2:50 p.m. You should have completed at least these two. 2:50 p.m. I will be starting my MCQ. That should be a thought process. 2:50 to maximum 3:30 only allowed. You must never get caught up with MCQs. Ideally, I recommend only up to 3:20 p.m. So moving on to the next topic. So next is, in case any person is agreed with the advanced ruling, so you should appeal to the High Court within 60 days. So and it is subject to further grant of 30 days. You might get in MCQs whether 60 days subject to further extension of 60 days again, but in 60 days subject to further extension of 30 days. So these are minute areas which ensures it boosts your total a lot. And also with regarding to the next, as per Article 7 of the UN Model Convention, if the enterprise carries on business in other contracting state, the profits, so on what basis the profits will be taxed? It is taxed in the other state, but only for these three specific portions, that is that relates to that P portion alone, or sales in the other state of the goods or merchandise of same or similar kind as those sold through those P. Then other business activities carried on in the other state of the same or similar kind as those affected through the P. These are the minute things you might get in 5B. 5B wanted, but 6B lot of chances for 3 marks. So moving on to the next, this is again very important rule. Briefly elaborate the tiebreaker rules. So in case of individuals, these are the various criteria. The catch term with regarding to the tie-breaking rules, the contracting states is vital interest and habitual abode. So if you see in this, so the flow is a permanent home should be there in the place of the country in which he has a permanent home, and the center of vital interest and habitual abode and the nationality, and lastly the mutual agreement between the competent authorities of the contracting states. These are the various aspects with regarding to individuals in tiebreaker rules. With going to companies, it is dual residence where one contracting state attaches importance to POI and the other contracting state to the POM. So this is very important. Next is the tiebreaker test involves I repeat, the tiebreaker test involves a case-by-case approach considering the number of tax avoidance cases involving dual resident companies. Next is request has to be made by the taxpayer through mutual agreement principles. That is Article 25. The MAP is nothing but mutual agreement principles, and the competent authorities will rely on a range of factors to resolve the question of dual residency. So these are the 4 aspects with regarding dual in case of companies tiebreaker rules also. So moving on to the last, briefly elaborate how the Article 25 is differentiated between OECD MC and UNMC. Again, very important with regarding to your MAP procedures. So the request for MAP, the taxpayer may make a request to either contracting states in case of OECD, whereas when it comes to UNMC, there are 2 alternatives. One, the taxpayer has to approach the RS, or in case alternate B, the reference to an arbitration process as part of MAP. So these are the various things. Lot of chances for this differences coming, and the time limit is a stipulated time of 2 years in case of OCD, and in case of arbitration it may be initiated if the competent authorities are unable to reach an agreement on a case within 3 years from presentation of that case. So this is with regarding to alternative B under UNMC. Next is who can request for arbitration. So arbitration must be requested in writing by the person who initiated the case, whereas in the case of The arbitration must be requested by the CAS of one of the contracting states. So departure from arbitration by CAS, no specific departure has been specified in OECD, whereas in case UN, the CAS may depart from the arbitration decision if they agree to do so within 6 months from the decision has been communicated to them. And lastly, subject to tax rates applicability. One of the recent developments, this question is also frequently asked on the applicabilities. It is applicable only to covered payments by an entity in a developing country made to a group entity in another country, that is connected person, and also it applies only if the total sum of the covered income arising in the source country, I repeat, the total sum of the covered income arising in the source country, the threshold is euro, I repeat, not dollars, it is euro dollar. It is euro 2,50,000. I repeat, not dollar. It is euro 2,50,000 or euro 1 million per year, depending on the GDP of source country, that is above or below euro 40 billion. That's it. So these are the various. If you see within 5 minutes, we are able to go through this. The main begin logic, we can challenge these things. Is don't miss out on any of these topics. Once you listen to this, I would recommend start by around 6:30 and go till 8:30. This finish the score aspects, that these are very scoring areas, because PGVP capital gains, all those things will take time. But if you focus on these things, scoring will be very easy. You can pocket this 40 to 50 marks. Remaining other topics will take care. And also, once you do that, don't sit for full 3 to 4 hours with assessment procedures. Keep allocating every half an hour, 1 hour, like that, in between your breaks, maximum half an hour, so that the assessment procedures will also parallel completed, and you will be able to focus on other topics as well. Keep these things in mind. A lot more things coming your way. All the best. Keep your best wishes.